Again, my name is also Wakabayashi from Zen Ideas. So we are a web designer, web agency, and web consulting company in Ottawa. I know half of you guys seems like from Montreal, and so welcome. So simply like we educate the nonprofit sector how to leverage the power of internet and web technology so that you can accelerate your mission forward. So that's what we do. So as Daphne said, the communication, the website is becoming it's an important tool for communication. And I hear this problem from the nonprofit industry a lot. We whacked at the website without much thought, and it ended up being online version of brochure. I don't know if this might apply to you. I hope not. But I hear this problem a lot. But to me, websites should be a nifty business tools that helps you raising money and promote event if you're doing some conference or workshop, or even promoting membership. I don't know how many of you guys here have the membership driven organization. So even generate more revenue. I know we don't make profit, but it's important that we can grow and we can generate more revenues. Some website can manage donors and they help you to promote as a digital marketing tool. So the website plays different and many roles. Now I cannot really talk about every single aspect. So I'm going to focus on today fundraising. How many of you guys have fundraised? It may not be a big part of your business, but you probably run a campaign and so forth. So I'm going to talk about fundraising today. Now, the good news is though, so it's about $32 billion were given online. That was back in 2018, 2 years ago. Now, I don't have the latest stats, should be 2019. So if you know the stats, just let me know. So the numbers are growing steadily, year by year. And another good news is 24% transactions were made using mobile devices. Now, back in 2015, 14%, and 70%, 21%, and 2 years ago, 24%. So more people are using more and more small devices. Now, this is a huge opportunities for you guys. Now, the problem is, we may be missing those huge opportunities. So that's why I'm going to talk about designing a fundraising campaign for nonprofit today. That sounds okay? Now, I get this kind of email from nonprofit sector because I subscribe to my client's mail list. So I just show you, zoom up here. And so you can see, so how to donate. So online here, and I'll complete the donation from a form available here. So if I click that, it takes me to this landing page. So this is their fundraising campaign landing page. Now there are so many information here. There's so many links. There's a number of things we need to get corrected. But so they have a few different types of programs, and they have some description, and they have some goals here, $20,000. So that's what they want to raise. But the problem is they don't really tell us or doesn't communicate with me that how they're going to use $20,000. So that's kind of a problem here. So they're kind of miscommunicating. Now, you probably noticed that there's about link here. So let's click that. Now, as you can see, so they are talking about their organization. They're not really talking about the fundraising program, right? So that's another miscommunication here. That this is our impact. That's kind of interesting. So let's take a look. Now, it turns out they're talking about the revenue and expense. It looks good, kind of growing year by year. And if you scroll down, they're talking about now they have 6 full-time staff, and then the total compensation is $330,000. And they have one part-time, and they're spending almost $7,000 to a professional and consulting fee. Now, as a donor, if you look at this landing page, we may think, my money goes towards their salary or maybe consulting fee. I don't think that's their intention, but this is what they're using. So I've seen this type of landing page a lot. So let's take a look. Let's click donate now. So once again, so it kind of makes me to decide how much money I should donate. So I have no idea how much money they need. And then I know they said $20,000 they want to raise, but $50 is enough, or maybe $500 may not be enough. So we don't know that. So I'm going to talk about this, about predefined amount donation form later. So, most of the nonprofit landing page I found is they start fundraising, and they set the goal for like $20,000. So that's their goal, not really campaign goal. Now, if it's okay if you set the goal, I see sometimes let's raise $100,000 so that we can build a school, or $20,000 to build a kind of well water system so that we can supply clean water. That's okay if you can communicate like that. But the most of the cases, they don't really tell us where the money goes, what's the money going to be spent. So what we need to correct is, so we start fundraising and we talk about programs. So I'm going to use this Pack-a-Sack program. You probably heard of that program, fundraising. And the second is you want to tell donor or supporter your goal and the result. In this case, every child has full of school supplies. So that's the impact. That's why we're going to be raising money for. And I want to talk about some design principle. And I'm going to use this, once again, the Pack-a-Sack example. And then I apologize for this grammar mistake. Should be every child deserves a backpack filled with school supplies. So the first is tell why the program is so important. Okay. And the second principle is tell what the program's goal is. And the third is tell how the program is going to help, or helped if you ran this campaign in the past. And if you have real story or testimonials, so that's a good social proof to put on your website or landing page or your campaign page. And then make so easy process for online donation. The form should be user friendly. And if you have partners, sponsor, or any endorsements, that's an asset too. That's an optional. If your organization has big partner like Google or Tim Hortons or Scotiabank, something like that, so that's a good asset to put on. Gives you more credibility. Now, I usually show demo how to design, but since I don't have a lot of time today, so I recorded myself on the screen and I kind of compressed, so make it the 1 minute kind of fast forward video. So I just can run this for you guys. So this is kind of good time to grab a coffee and drink, just take a look at the screen. So I use a software called Sketches. So this is a Mac native app. I usually design the mock-up for my client. So it doesn't have very good contrast between behind the image and then white text. So I have to make it a little bit darker here. that's a testimonial, a real story part. And if you have a real image, that'd be great. So this is, I think, designing a donation form. So this is a predefined amount. So let donor pick which amount. So make their life a bit easier. All right, I can see you guys are getting a bit bored now, so I'm gonna just stop here. All right, so once again, so I'm gonna run through those like 6 different design principles. So the first is tell why the program is so important. In this case, 1 in 10 children cannot afford school supply for their education. So that's why this program exists. And the second is tell what the program's goal is. So in their case, they supplied over 800 backpacks with school supplies back in 2017. And this year, well, 2018, the goal is to support 1,000 students for their bright future. So that's the program goal is. And then the third is tell how the program is going to help or helped. So this is important. So if you can quantify the donation amount, so in this case, $25 can buy their school supplies for 1 kid. Now $50 for 2 kids and $75 for 3 kids, right? And the real stories and testimonial, if you have it, that's a good social proof. And the easy process for online donation. Okay, so it's just 6 design principles. And this is another client of mine, so they have a kind of similar problem. They're using the same platform. And then, so they didn't use a predefined amount. Now, people ask me, should I use predefined donation amount? The answer is yes. And I give you, have you ever heard of this, the anchoring effect in marketing? So this is, I think this is just marketing 101 here. You probably heard about Starbucks pricing strategy. Now, most of the coffee shops, Starbucks have 3 different sizes, different cups of sizes. And then a short, tall, and grunted. And then, so guess most of consumer buys which size? They buy middle. So they don't really go for extreme. They don't, like less people is gonna purchase the short, and they're not gonna go for large size. So they're gonna pick middle. Now, and later on, Starbucks introduced the venti. That's a super large cup. And then they got rid of short. So guess what happened? So lots of consumer buying grunted, right? So this is we can apply similar strategy for your fundraising too. So the anchoring effect in fundraising. So predefine donation amount, make donor decision easier. And then, so this is a technique you can use as well. So once again, so this is about designing fundraising campaign. I think this is the end of my presentation.